Hi guys, we're here today to compare two of the bigger industrial trimming machines on the market. I'm lucky enough to own both of them. Over here we have the Twister T2. Purchased this machine about 2 years ago. Over here we have the CenturionPro Gladiator. Just picked this up about a year ago. First, let's take a look at price of both machines. Depending on how much your local grocery store owner likes you, you can find both machines sold to the end user for roughly $10,000 to $12,000. So the price of these machines are relatively close, and you should be able to pick up one or the other within probably $500 of each machine. Now, we also want to be able to determine, other than which one costs more and which one's costs a little bit less, which machine is more efficient. Which one will trim cleaner and which one will trim faster. But to get those answers, we need to take a look at the critical components of these machines. What I mean again by critical components is the dust collectors, the cutting reels, and the tumblers. So if we start with the dust collectors of the machine, over here we have the dust collector of the Twister T2. It's a good looking industrial dust collector. It is 2 horsepower. So you'll get 2 horsepower of suction on the Twister T2 dust collector. Over here we have the CenturionPro Gladiator dust collector, and this dust collector is 4 horsepower. You'll notice the filter bag on the Twister goes up and down vertical as it fills, and then the dust collector bag of the Gladiator sits on the ground horizontal. But other than that, they perform the same duties. We do have 4 horsepower versus 2 horsepower, and I'll tell you why when we get to the tumblers. One more thing I want to add about the dust collector of the Gladiator is they give you this option here to increase and decrease how much actual suction you have on the blades by giving you this diverter. So if you open the diverter, it will show you some holes, thus decrease the suction on your blades. Now if you close your diverter like that, you will have the maximum amount of suction on your blades. And now they give you the option for you to be able to leave a little bit more fine sugar leaf on your product, or you can take it off and get a super clean cut if that's the way you like your end product to look when it's done. The next thing I like to take a look at, other than the dust collectors, is the tumblers. Both of these machines have tumblers. Both of these tumblers have a cutting surface of 21 inches. This machine over here, the diameter of the tumbler on the Twister T2 is 6 1/4 inches. The diameter on the tumbler of the CenturionPro is 6 1/2 inches, so relatively close. The diameter of these tumblers are roughly 6 to 6 1/2 inches, and the cutting surface on these tumblers is roughly 21 inches. One thing I want to bring your attention to is on the Gladiator, you not only get 1, but you get 2 tumblers. This machine essentially was designed to have 2 machines in one. You'll see both tumblers sit right next to each other, hence they have a 4 horsepower dust collector. You need the suction to be able to run this machine. You have 2 tumblers, therefore you need twice as much suction. That's a win-win. Essentially you get 2 machines for the price of 1. Taking a closer look at the tumblers, CenturionPro coats these tumblers with a non-stick, kind of like a Teflon coating. I think they call this Quantanium, but it's a non-stick, and it works great, and we'll show you in a few minutes. Twister, they give you clear cut. They ask you to spray this on the tumbler as whenever you want or whenever the product gets sticky. I'm a firm believer of not putting any foreign product on your flowers. I believe the flowers should be natural and nothing should be sprayed on them. No cooking spray, no PAM, and none of whatever this is. Flowers are fruits, and fruits are best consumed in their natural state. So kudos to CenturionPro for coating their tumblers with a Teflon coating, therefore not needing to be able to spray any type of non-stick lubricant on these tumblers. So we're going to get to it. We're going to run both of these machines. After we run both of these machines, we're going to determine which one cuts the fastest and which one cuts the cleanest. But like I said, this machine here gives you 2 tumblers, 2 21-inch cutting surfaces, and this machine over here gives you 1 tumbler and 1 21-inch cutting surface. So I think we can predict what's going to happen. But the great thing about the CenturionPro Gladiator is you get this machine, essentially these 2 machines, for the price of this 1 Twister T2 machine. So your bang for your buck is definitely in the CenturionPro Gladiator. Footprint, both of these machines take up the exact same footprint, and weight, both of these machines weigh roughly the exact same. So we're going to have the guys come in, we're going to run both of these machines, and we're going to take a look at what the product looks like after 10 minutes of continuous running. So guys, start these machines and let's see what happens. Alright, here we go guys. Here's after 10 minutes of running both of these machines head to head. Over here, the Centurion Gladiator obviously, and then over here the Twister T2. Now let's take a close look at the product from the CenturionPro Gladiator. The trim looks really good. All these buds, uniform, nice. I would give this trim a good 9 out of 10, if not 10 out of 10. It's 10, so really good job. Let's go take a look at the Twister T2. Trim from the Twister T2. Nice job. No complaints over here. It looks good. A little bit shaggy. There's a little bit of stuff left on it, but hey, you know what? Overall, it looks good to me. I would give this one an 8 out of 10. So they're pretty close in quality of trim. No, that's CenturionPro maybe a little bit tighter. Because they got the 4 horsepower dust collector, but this trim looks pretty even. Now the big difference I notice here is quantity. So let's weigh both of these buckets and see what they weigh after 10 minutes of trimming. Both of these Tupperware containers weigh exactly the same. They weigh 2 pounds. And let's take a look at what we get in terms of weight. First off, we have the Twister T2. In 10 minutes of trimming, we get 10.2 pounds. So you subtract 2 pounds for the weight of the Tupperware. Roughly, you get 8.2 pounds of wet product trimmed by the Twister T2 in 10 minutes of time. We'll put this aside. CenturionPro Gladiator. Here we go, guys, the big difference. 10 minutes of trimming, CenturionPro Gladiator, 16.6 pounds. Let's take away 2 pounds for Tupperware, 14.6 pounds. Almost double. We'd say CenturionPro trimmed roughly 90% more. The Gladiator trimmed about 90% more in the same amount of times. it's obvious they got a 4 horsepower dust collector and they have 2 tumblers going versus a 2 horsepower dust collector and 1 tumbler. The best bang for your buck over here, $10,000 to $12,000. Over here, $10,000 to $12,000. Hands down, having used both machines for about a year and a half, my money's invested with the Gladiator. I hope you guys learned something here today, and this gives you guys some information to make some good decisions in the future.